Welcome back to Autism Live. I said before, and I mean it, it's not Christmas here until Brian Turtle from Endless Games is on the show. So, you know, ring some bells. It's Christmas time. Look what you're wearing. It's so cute. Look at how dapper you look.
Well, we're celebrating today, Shannon. It's a big day for Endless Games.
Well, it's a big day here for us, too, because you're here with us. We love Endless Games at Autism Live. It is no surprise that once again, they have a winner in our toy guide. And you've got lots of great things. Traffic Cop is the one that's in our toy guide this year that you can find on our website. And so let's talk about that, but then we'll talk about how amazing, you got a whole line of toys, games that are, because it's Endless Games, let's call them what they are, games. Let's talk a little bit about Traffic Cop, because I absolutely loved this, Brian.
Well, good. Well, I love it too, and I'm so glad. That's why I'm all decked out, because everyone at Endless Games is very excited to have Traffic Cop be a recipient of your award from Autism Live for a therapist-recommended game for children. So we are very happy to receive that honor. And what Traffic Cop is it's basically kind of a sequel to a game we talked about last year, which was The Floor is Lava.
Yes, which we also loved and was featured in last year's toy guide.
That's right. And The Floor is Lava continues to be a top seller of ours. And in that game, you had foam tiles and a spinner, and you were trying to stay off the carpet because the floor was lava. In Traffic Cop, we used the foam tiles to create an intersection. So you build out a crosswalk, and I think there's, 36 tiles? Yeah, 36 of these, so you can really play this game as big or as small as your space allows. And then one lucky player gets to put on the yellow safety vest and direct traffic by way of a spinner. So the Traffic Cop says, player one, move ahead 1 square, move ahead 2 squares, stop where you are, move left, move right, what have you, as the Traffic Cop is trying to get every player through the intersection and across the crosswalk safely. So what we loved about this game, I love the foam mats, first off. It's a throwback to our Floor is Lava game, like I just mentioned. So it really enables the game to be played in any space, as big or as small as you've got. You can play it indoors, outdoors. These are durable, they're non-slip, it's foam. So it's not just a coated piece of paper that a child in their socks might slip and fall on. So they're high quality and they're durable. But I love the pretend play aspect of the child who gets to be the Traffic Cop. Now, what we found is that while there's a winner and a loser, the winner being the player who gets across the crosswalk first, everybody wants to be the Traffic Cop. You want to wear the vest, and you want to be in charge, and you want to control the spinner. So it's a real feeling of a sense of authority. So we've embedded elements in the game where the person who begins as the game as the Traffic Cop may not always end the game in that role, because there's yield spaces on the spinner and on the foam pieces themselves. And when you land on a yield space, you draw a card, and some of the cards will say Traffic Cop Challenge, which says challenge the Traffic Cop to rock, paper, scissors. And if you were to beat the Traffic Cop, you then get the vest and the spinner, and you become the Traffic Cop. So it's a great way to keep every player in the game for the entire duration of the game. And it gives other players, rather than just the first one who gets the vest, it gives everyone an opportunity to potentially be the Traffic Cop.
So we loved this game, and can I tell you, the therapists went gazonga over it, because there are so many different lessons that you can be working on with a school-age child when playing this game, that the child does not know that they're working on these things that are super important, like one of them being safety. That just the very concept of putting on the vest and saying, I'm the Traffic Cop, I'm in charge, helps school-age children to be aware of this social thing that happens at school, that the Traffic Cop is there and they're the person in charge. So we're reinforcing that. But then we're learning about directions, because you have to go to one direction or the other. So we're learning about which way arrows point. You can be working on right and left and going forward. It's listening. There's still always with games, we're working on winning and losing, but there's a cooperation element to this game as well, because the cards add so much value to this, because as you said, sometimes you're doing rock, paper, scissors to challenge the cop, but I love this one says help a friend. Pick another player to move up one mat while doing high knees.
It's amazing. I actually picked the same card.
Isn't that funny?
Yeah.
But so there's a physical element to this beyond the just following the directions, which following directions is a big deal, and working on that. But you're also keeping them moving, which is what a lot of your games do. I love this one, Animal Crossing, move up one mat pretending to act like a bear. Super fun. So that's imaginative play. All these different things. And here's one, no parking, do 5 squats, then move back one mat. I just love so many different elements of this, and the therapists were thrilled. They were like, this keeps everybody engaged, but we're working on one of the most important lessons, which is safety, because in order to work on safety, we have to already get these elements in here about following directions and understanding that that person in the vest is the person that we're listening to. So everybody thought that this was a big hit.
Yeah,
Brian.
it's one of my personal favorites. Regardless of age, I play it. I'm 46. We put ages 5 to 105 on the package. I love the skill in action, like what we have with The Floor is Lava, where you're not just sitting still playing the game. You're doing high knee jumps or leg squats or push-ups or sit-ups or quacking like a duck or acting like a bear. There's so much physicality to the game that it doesn't become boring. There's not time enough in the game for it ever to be where anybody's kind of looking at their watch and wondering when this is going to be over, because it just plays very excitingly. Like there's just that physical element to it. Plus you add in the pretend play, and of course all those good lessons learned that you just referenced. That it really is it's the whole package, and we're very proud of it at Endless Games.
I just love it. And now people can, with every toy that's on our toy guide, if you go, and you're going to find this under the school age section, and it is the winner for the therapist recommended toy game. And if you just hover over the name Traffic Cop, it will take you, and you click it, it'll take you directly to a place where you can purchase it. But where else can they purchase it, Brian?
They can get it. You know what? At Endless Games, we constantly like to bring the message home to shop small. Go to your local toy and game stores in your community, the mom and pop stores, the independently owned retailers. That's really the kind of the lifeblood of every community. And so we encourage you to start there. Ask the retailer that's local to you if they carry Traffic Cop. Hopefully they do. If they don't, you can tell them to contact Brian at Endless Games. If you can't find it there, it is available at Barnes & Noble. And, as a last case resort, there's always Amazon.com where you can get any of our products as well.
Absolutely.
So, but I do really, I can't emphasize it enough to encourage people to go out to the independent stores and support local businesses and shop small for those businesses.
And I just want to say, too, that one of the other things that I really love about Endless Games is that the games are well made, they're durable, and the boxes they're not cheap boxes, they're durable. And this ends up being a very important thing to me as a parent, because if the game can only be played once and then the box is like smashed or the pieces are missing, then you can't play it again. It doesn't matter how good the game was. So Endless Games takes time, and they're very well structured boxes, so they last a really long time. The vest is very well made, the cards are well made, and there's not small pieces that are going to end up everywhere. So you play the game, it keeps them engaged, and then cleanup for it is a great thing to get the kiddos involved in, and have a race to see who can pick up as many tiles as possible in 12 seconds, right? It's super.
That's great.
It will take 30 seconds to pick up the whole game, get it back in the box, lid closes, and it's one of those lids that, so it opens like this, like a pizza box, but better. So that, it's super easy to put away, and it all goes back in and goes up where you can And I know that like some people are like, well, that's sort of ridiculous. No, it's not ridiculous at all, especially when you have a kiddo who's going through intensive treatment. Having your games with all the pieces in the box ready to be played when the therapists are there is everything. So I love that also about all the endless games, which is a great segue, Brian, for what else are you featuring this holiday season?
Okay, so kind of moving up in age a little bit here is this one that I've been excited to tell you about as well. This is called AKA. And autism-live and Shannon, you guys have discussed our game Name 5.
Yes.
And that, of course, is, where you have to name 5 breakfast cereals or name 5 cartoon TV characters, whatever the case of that may be. AKA, I feel, has a little of that name 5 playability to it because it's simple in concept, but it gets difficult the further involved in the game you get. It's called AKA because what it is it's a game where you get a category and we give you the answer, but we take the words of the actual answer and replace them with words that mean the same thing. So before I confuse everybody, what I mean by that would be, what if the card were to say, what superhero is also known as arachnid guy? Who might that be?
Spider-Man.
Spider-Man, exactly.
Okay.
If I said, what Sesame Street character is also known as Mega Chicken?
Big Bird.
That's right. You're a pro at this.
Brian knows I love to play games.
That's right. How about this one, Shannon? If this is a TV game show, also known as The Cost is Accurate.
The Price is Right.
Very good. Those are your layups. So, like I said, though, they get a little trickier the further into the game you get. One of my personal favorite clues in this game that really you kind of have to put on your thinking cap for, it's what is the kitchen appliance also known as tiny nonverbal greeting?
Tiny, not so small, quiet.
Right.
Hello.
Hello would be a verbal greeting. Maybe a nonverbal greeting would be a wave.
So a small, tiny wave?
Microwave.
Oh, a microwave. Okay, that was a hard one. A microwave.
So
I like
They
it.
really range from ones that you kind of really have to think about to ones that it might be Major League Baseball team, also known as baby bears. That would be
The Cubs.
The Cubs, exactly.
There we go.
So,
well, you know what I love about that game is it teaches you flexibility of language, because a lot of our kids get like comfortable with certain words, and some of our kids are hyperlexic and they want to know more words. Other kids are just like, these are the words I use and I ask for things the same way. And so that teaches flexibility of language, which is very important.
And there's a ton of content, so you can kind of stack the deck beforehand. If you know the players might not know the Tom Cruise movie, also known as Uppermost Rifle, you take out the Tom Cruise category card and you put in the superhero card or the breakfast cereal cards or Netflix shows, Elton John songs, Shades of Red. There's really anything and everything across. I think it's upwards of about 300, 400 total cards.
I love it.
In fact, it's over that. So there's plenty of content here to customize the game based on the age range and the audience you're playing with.
And that's called AKA.
And that's called AKA, exactly.
Wonderful.
And another place that people can find out about our products is at endlessgames.com, so they can always go there as well.
A favorite of mine. And I see you're featuring Password over your shoulder.
That's exactly right.
An
The
oldie
great
but a
word game
goodie.
Classic. The kind of the grandfather. It's over 50 years old now, Password is. And this is the original secret word game that would come with one of these magic window revealers.
I love it.
And the word card that would look like this. And you slide the card into the revealer, and you can read the password. And I then have to get you as my partner to say what the password is by giving you one-word clues. So I've got one queued up here, and let's see how many words it takes for me to get you to guess the secret password.
Okay, I'm playing.
The first clue is giggle.
Laugh.
That's right. Laugh
Was it?
So that was, in one clue, we would have gotten 10 points for that.
I love that. And, you know, yesterday on the show, our jargon term was inhibition. And one of the things in password is you can say anything that you want to, but you can't say the word. So you have to inhibit because you want to say the word laugh, but you can't. That's the only clue. And that's a great game to work on inhibition with your kids who are working on inhibition. Love.
Sure. And I mean, password, when you think about it, is really the grandfather to the $100,000 Pyramid TV game show or games like Taboo, where you're trying to coax a response out of your teammates and your partner, but you're limited in how you can go about getting that response from them.
Exactly. You have to prevent yourself from saying the one and only word. And what else have you got back there? Do I see Jeopardy back
so
there?
The next crew kind of happened quickly here. Some TV game show games. We've got card game versions of Jeopardy.
Oh, love that.
And we do a junior version as well. So for the younger age, this one is a little bit more user-friendly. And what's great about both of these Jeopardy card games is they play exactly like the show. There's 4 mini decks in each one of these card game boxes. And in each deck, it's 52 cards that presents an entire half-hour episode of Jeopardy. So you have 25 cards laid out in a grid for the Jeopardy round, 25 in a grid for Double Jeopardy, and then 1 Final Jeopardy round card. So you get that 4 times over in each box. So it's basically 4 full episodes of the TV show.
And you know, we love trivia in my household. So, but I'm a person who likes to break the rules with games and use them in lots of different ways. So I love that in the car. So instead of having my son with his face in the phone the whole time, when my husband and I go someplace long car ride with my son, we'll crack out the trivia cards and have like a really good time. And
I love it. I love that.
Then it leads to conversations.
Yes. Listen, I'm unplugged, Shannon. My whole crusade in life is to spend less time on the phone and less time emailing and doing all the stuff that we're forced to do because there's always work out there.
Yeah.
I'm all about getting unplugged wherever time permits, wherever the setting allows, and playing cards, be they trivia cards, playing cards, AKA cards, playing a game like Traffic Cop, getting unplugged and away from texting and video games, and we want human interaction.
Absolutely.
And that's what board games provide.
Absolutely. Endless games. You guys have got so many things that are wonderful. And for me, that's what the holidays are all about. I feel like it's enforced time when we really should be spending time with family members. And we should be doing it all the time, but holidays, we got to stop everything else and do this. So
we all kind of have a little built-in excuse to spend more time with family and to do less on our phones and get offline a bit more around the holidays. So
and wear crazy suits.
And wear crazy suits, that's right.
I love it. I love it. Well, Brian, we adore you. We love Endless Games. Please give everybody a big thumbs up from us. And we encourage everybody this holiday season, definitely Traffic Cop. You can find it in our toy guide at the top of the page on our website, autism-live.com. But also you can go to endlessgames.com. But do, as Brian said, go to your local toy store where you will find a lot of the line of toys from Endless Games because they're fabulous. Brian, you're fabulous. Happy holidays to you and your family.
Happy holidays to you and yours. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye now.
Hey, thanks for watching Autism Live. To subscribe, click here. And if you'd like to check out some more of our videos, click here.